how can like the federal government, because only 16% of Americans trust anything that the federal government does or says. How can we rebuild the freedom of the press and the trust in the government?
I think to the first part of that, the sort of collapse of institutional trust, I have a hard time saying it's not earned because our politicians for decades and decades have been catering to let's rile up the crowd. That works. And this is the cost of that. At the same time, so while that is kind of the outcome that we see, a lot of people look at that very pessimistically and say, oh my God, things are just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I keep going back to this notion of the market opportunity. When I see, all right, this is the government optimized for today's attention economy, but it does not produce real solutions. This is not just some tragedy. This is the weakness of the approach. Over time, it can win elections, at least when everyone is playing along these rules or just playing to the way we understand politics and the way we've approached electoral politics so far. But it does create this need, this tremendous need for A, trustworthy politicians, and B, real solutions. People do not feel heard. They do not feel bought in. And they've, I think, rightfully felt more and more manipulated over the years to the point where whatever politicians they may have trusted before are kind of crying wolf now. And the trust has eroded. To heal that, I think you really need a lot of transparency. You need a kind of approach that resonates as understanding the complexities, the realities of issues,
Yes.
speaking to people on that level. But again, I don't see that as a negative necessarily. I see that as an opportunity for political innovators, for people who have a more thoughtful approach with the right tools, with the right kind of social momentum. I think there is possibility to take that and turn it into our pathway to making change and making something positive out of it.